This coming week, Catholic schools in the Diocese of Springfield and throughout the United States will mark Catholic Schools Week. The traditional week-long event will look a little different this year due to COVID-19 restrictions. I sat down last week with Superintendent of Catholic Schools, Dan Baillargeon, learning how, even during a pandemic, the diocese elementary and high schools have so much to celebrate. There are nearly 3,000 students enrolled in 16 Catholic schools in Western Massachusetts, with Catholic education enjoying a rich and strong tradition of providing a Christ-centered learning environment. I sat down with the superintendent of Catholic schools in an empty classroom at St. Mary's High School in Westfield. Catholic Schools Week is looking very different this year, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really interesting working with the schools during this difficult time. How do you celebrate Catholic schools and still maintain protocols and safety standards? But our schools are creative, and a lot of what we've done in the past, we have dress down days, we have these little celebrations at the school. We can still do that, right? That's easy enough to give the kids a sense of the celebration of what Catholic schools are. Things that we would do for entire schools, like hot cocoa days, right? We can't do that as an entire school anymore, but we can do it classroom by classroom. So we just had to be creative in providing opportunities for the students to celebrate. And then as a system as a whole, we're trying to continue what we do with Catholic Schools Week, the message of who we are as Catholic schools, inviting people to consider sending their kids to Catholic schools, and continuing to do the good work of Catholic schools. So yes, it looks different, but we're still able to celebrate as I think we should.
I feel like every week is Catholic Schools Week in our diocese. Like, there's so much to celebrate with all of the schools that we have in high school. And can you tell me how has it been this year for the schools? I think they're doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, we've been really impressed. Again, it's interesting. We were asked the other day about, we normally do a Teacher of the Year recognition, and we'd ask schools to send out their teachers. And Josh and I were talking the other day, and we said it's really all of our teachers this year who are Teachers of the Year, the extraordinary amount of work that they did to teach in a different manner, the extraordinary amount of work they did to prepare their classrooms to teach both remotely and in person at the same time. I mean, you hear it a lot about the heroes, and I think our Catholic school teachers really are heroes in this, and our administrators in helping this to happen in a very difficult time, they're heroes as well. So it has been a great celebration. We did not expect maybe to have gotten this long with all of our schools being fully open, but they are, and that's a testament to what the parents are doing, what the students are doing, what the teachers are doing, what the administration's doing to support the ministry that we have in our Catholic schools.
So all of the kids in every school, they're all in the classroom every day?
Correct. Now, obviously, when we've had a few cases of COVID, either students who have gotten it, or family members, or contacts who've gotten it, and there have been times that we have had to close a classroom and sanitize that classroom and then come back in afterwards. There have been times that there have been multiple cases, and we have followed the local Department of Public Health, and we've even had to close a school for a couple days. But consistently across the board, with very few exceptions, most of the kids in our Catholic schools around the diocese have been in person from the beginning of the year till now. So it's really extraordinary that we've gotten this far.
Baillargeon says he worked very closely with local departments of public health and environmental specialists to design systems for each school that would be effective.
The hardest work is implementation, right, and training the teachers, and that all went pretty well in the beginning. But I also have to give a lot of credit to our families. If their children are feeling ill or maybe have the sniffles in times before where they would have sent them to school, they're not. They're being very cautious in following our protocols. They've been in very close conversation with us if there has been a case or something. And I think it just goes to show what the strength of Catholic schools is, and that's community. It's a very strong community.
With each of the 16 Catholic schools following strict health and safety guidelines, Baillargeon says he is impressed and encouraged that overall enrollment is up this academic year.
We were up a little bit at the beginning of the year. We've added about 150 students to our Catholic schools since the opening till now. We have waiting lists in a lot of our schools for the upcoming year. people who have been really impressed with what we've done in guaranteeing a safe, open education, and they want to be a part of it. And it's not just because we're open and in person. I think a lot of the families who have come to us have really just been impressed with the level of teaching, the level of care, and the community that we've been able to protect and still keep in our schools during this time.
The mission of Catholic education remains constant in the diocese, says the superintendent, and that is to provide a values-centered education integrated throughout every school program.
We provide an education that is really strong. We support the parents in their role as primary educators. We have strong communities, both faith communities and just overall communities. We have high academic standards, and we really do our best to make it accessible and affordable to anybody who desires a Catholic education. So, like we have said in the past, and we'll say it again, if there's an interest in finding out more about our Catholic schools, the diocesan offices, we're happy to answer your questions, but each school is its own unique little community. So find the Catholic school that's close to you and contact the offices. We're having consistent conversations with families who desire a Catholic education. Some schools are setting up tours in a COVID-safe method right now. Some are providing virtual tours. But our schools are happy to talk with you and to try to make a Catholic education possible for your family.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and continued good luck and success to you for the rest of the academic year.
Thanks, Sharon.